I don't think he's receiving stream.
Yeah, no, I can see on the YouTube channel that we're not. But eventually it's going to, isn't it not?
He's going in and restarting things now. I'll let you know.
Okay. Yeah, I saw that it hadn't started. I just kind of assumed that one day it would start and all this would still exist. Don't know what happened. Can you? Oh, and I believe that's what they're playing, just with control, like a controlled weight hit. So not quite. Don't have to pound it in there. Just have to get it in there. And if you can visualize this, if he can hit almost the crotch of the red yellow, he might actually get all 3 reds moving. There's been some freeze ups, but it catches up.
Looks like they missed thirds stones.
This looks like a miss of a stone.
Oh, so unlucky. So unlucky.
He's still got some ways to score though. He's running the center line guard in. So
it hurts when you make a shot that hard.
Yeah.
A bit like within half an inch of where you wanted to hit it.
Yeah.
And it's instead of getting either of the good options, it gets the only bad option.
It gets the only bad option.
It's their own rock.
Yeah. That was awfully close to perfection. It's been the story of this game. They've been close, but not. They've just been on the wrong side of the inch. What do you like here?
For Libbus, man, a steal puts the game like basically in your back pocket.
Yeah, absolutely.
A 4-1's pretty good too. However,
4-1 would be outstanding.
I don't know how you guarantee that force. That yellow one's not going anywhere. I don't really see an easy way to get rid of it. So I think you got to just keep going hard. Like they're looking at the options that Kleiter will have for 2.
Yeah.
An option is to take that in-off away from him. Like
does he have an in-off for 2? Do you think
for sure he does? But I think the easier shot is the outturn tap. Like
I agree. That's the
not
easier
fully
shot.
Buried. That rock's pretty high,
Yeah.
So I think you got to throw an outturn, beat him there, and
Is there any reason to not? Is there any reason to not just come right down onto your own?
Yeah, I mean, is movement.
Then it'll outcount your, like, if they do play the in-off, because in order to make the in-off, you have to hit, like, you're running your shooter in to kind of hit your yellow, and so that will be outside of the one that comes in will be outside of the 4-foot. This would outcount it.
You'd think so
if you freeze dead onto it.
That's what it looks like ice for.
Yeah. Well, they called a bunch of different possibilities, like top 8 is okay here too, but the line is to freeze. So let's see what he does. Last rock at 4th end. This game is basically all Libbus. You've been seeing Kleiter just kind of miss here and there and have to draw his draw on the second end was to the back button against 3. So it's been a struggle. They can get this right on top of their own, and I'm not sure how he gets more than one. How Kleiter gets more than one out of this. And it's going to take a great shot to even get one.
This is swinging hard.
It is. It's just going to be a guard. Just underthrew it a bit.
Sweepers were never really panicked about it, though.
No, I think they also have left they've left the outturn top for 2.
Definitely harder. It's in the way. That's for sure.
It's in the way, but I don't think it's so in the way that you can't make it. Like I think you can hit half of that top rock and still make it. It's going to go by the back ones.
Really, just have to move that red rock to the back 4. It's just got to leave the button area. How wild would that be? How dominant Team Libbus has been this game. If Team Kleiter can get it to within 1 point here, that would be quite a steal of the first half of the game for Team Kleiter. Starting with Hammer, they really had no business being in the lead or anywhere close. But this would be a great.
This would feel like they got 4 if they can get 2 here. I'm not kidding. It would feel so incredible if they got a deuce out of this. In the last 3 ends, they've been behind everything. If they can snarl a deuce out of this is going to feel monumental. Last rock of the 4th end. Rylan Kleiter. Just trying to tap this back, only has to move it an inch. Looks like that it's going to over curl. They weren't panicked about
really
this.
Good. Looks really good. Sweeping gets it by. Yep. It's a well thrown rock.
Very nice. Very nice. Good for a deuce. It's definitely a deuce, boys. Yeah, definitely a deuce. That is a monumental deuce by Rylan Kleiter here in the Saville Shootout. Draw 7. We'll be back right after these messages.
For over 20 years, the Sandra Schmirler Foundation has granted more than $9 million to hospitals across Canada for life-saving equipment for premature and critically ill babies. In the past 4 years alone, $4 million has been granted thanks to the curling community's incredible generosity. The need continues year-round, and with your help, we can ensure every baby has the chance to grow up and become a champion, just like Sandra.
Welcome to therockshop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, The Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. therockshop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Live curling rocks. And this November, the best in the world are coming to Tahoe. Get your seats now at gsoctickets.com. But hurry, early bird pricing ends soon.
All right, welcome back to the Saville Shootout. Draw 7. Rylan Kleiter versus Jacob Libbus. This has been a very, very fun game. Rory, my name is Matt Hames, and I just have to sit here and have a drink and watch some incredible curling. Rory's got to do all the work. It's awesome.
It's fun, though. It's fun. I've been doing this is my 4th season.
Yeah.
I could imagine no better job for a boring winter in Canada than streaming curling in the comfort of your own home.
Oh, there's nothing better. And we have been treated to, it doesn't look like it because it's a steal of 2 in the first end. It's a draw to the back button against 3 in the second end. It's a solid deuce in the third end, and then a solid deuce back for Kleiter team in what looked like a completely lost end for just about all the end. And I mentioned in the last end that getting that deuce there is going to feel like a 4, and I think you agree with me on that one, Rory. You think it's a coin flip now?
It keeps the game within reach for Team Kleiter. That was an end you had to win.
Yeah. There's a little bit more of uncertainty in Libbu's shot making now. It's coming around the corner guard, but it's not as decisive. It's a bit different of a game now.
Libbus is worried about the angle on those two guards, thinking if we get rid of those later, is that going to collide with anything we have going behind the corner guard?
I mean, if he's true to form, he comes around this, like exactly this shot. So I think we all expected him to eventually get here and come around this. He's never seen a guard he didn't want to come around in this game.
Not so far.
Good Saskatchewan boys who like to come around every guard.
That's not the reputation I've heard about Saskatchewan curling.
That is that I've heard either, but it's fun. They're good. Anybody from out west. We used to joke that if their mom came into the rings, they'd hit them. They'd hit her.
It used to be like that for sure. I think part of it is streaming and the access to so much content. Like, you used to have here. Just let me finish. You used to have to base your game over who you saw in the club and like the local guys that were winning Bonspiels. So hey, if those guys are hitting everything in sight, maybe that's what I should do too. Now there's such good access to curling, partially through the Curling Stadium streams, where you can base your game off anyone you want. Hey, you want to play exactly like Silvana Tiranzoni and you live in Victoria, BC? You're able to do that.
And with the thing that Curling Stadium set up with all of this, all the commentary as well, you get just people talking about it, and that also helps, right? Because even if the commentators say something that you disagree with, it gives you something to disagree with, so you can still learn. So totally agree. Yeah, because you can practice this game and throw a ton of rocks and be like technically awesome at this game, but if you don't watch a lot of curling, you're not going to get good at curling. And now you just have so much access.
You hear that, folks? If you want to be good at curling, you got to read every comment on the Curling Canada YouTube and Facebook pages. Read those, and those people know exactly what they're talking about.
Those people definitely know what they're talking about. And my favorite time is when Jerry gets into arguments with them on Facebook.
Yeah, Jerry never really argues. He shows them the light every now and then, which is
he just makes a point that they disagree with. It's
why isn't this on TV? It's the top comment on every curling post.
I wish this was on TV. Folks, you can get this on your TV very easily.
You are the master of your own TV.
You are the master of your TV.
I have terrific news.
Yeah.
Fire Stick costs $29.
It's so easy. See, this is ends. This is the first end. I'm going to say we're in the fifth end, and this is the first end where Kleiter has some kind of control of this end. And Libbus is throwing peels and is the one bailing. It's not the greatest guard, but it's a guard. So
okay, like not that I'm a curling expert or anything, but I did go to school for media video. I've worked a lot in the industry. I've streamed curling for 4 years, so I am an expert on streamed curling games. Okay, that's my disclaimer.
Yeah.
What I've noticed, all these games I do, when there's a fourth end break, even a little one, I call it the fifth end giddy up. The fifth end is always super fast. And we're seeing this right now, but players are just getting in the hack and chucking. I don't know what it is, because it hasn't been a particularly fast played game so far. It's 6 o'clock local, and we started at 4:30 or just after. So, 4 ends, hour and 20, 25 minutes. Not that quick, but this fifth end has been zipping by. And I wonder what that is psychologically, what convinces people to do that, because I've noticed it for years.
It's a good question. That's an interesting point. Just kind of in the break, you're halfway through the game, and I think it could be a momentum feeling thing. Like, let's go, boys. Like there is a conversation that you have in the fourth end break halfway, where you kind of reset what your goals are for the game. So maybe people are just a little bit more focused now. That's a really good observation, though, Rory. I wonder if
that's a good point. Maybe you've had a chat with a coach. You've had a chat with your teammates. You're on the same page.
At this level now, these guys go into this game with a plan. They've had a conversation about what their plans are, hopefully, they've had a conversation about the top teams are definitely having conversations about it. And so they can, in the fourth end break or the fifth end break, depending upon what they're playing in, it's a chance to just reset, either chat with your coach if you have one there, or chat with the team and say, boys, we're down 1 without. It feels like we could be down 8, and we're down 1, so that's a win. Let's double down. Let's nail in and start making our shots better. And then Libbus' team is like, we're up 1 with. We're in control of this game. Let's keep it going. So I think everybody is happy about this scenario right now, and maybe they just kind of popped out here. And as you said, the fifth end giddy up, they're just eager to go and they've reset and they're ready to go. As we say this, they take 5 minutes to talk about throwing a guard. So after that conversation, which was, should we go in? Should we go in or should we guard? I think they went through every permutation that would happen if they did both shots and they've settled on a guard. And I think the guard was probably the right call from the very beginning. They want this as high as they possibly can, just over probably in that hole.
Just to make things even juicier, I just went on Curling Zone. These teams have played 4 games against each other. About 1 a year since 2022.
Yep.
And Libbus has never come close. Looks
Okay.
like there's a 5-4 victory in the Best of the West, so I guess that is a close game. But
that is a pretty close game.
Other than that, it's been a Kleiter blowout, so making things a little juicy here. First career win brewing for Team Libbus over Team Kleiter.
That's a good guard. It's a little tighter than they probably would have hoped, but it's up there anyway. So it's forcing a double peel that isn't great. It isn't a great double peel situation because it's easy to nut this and leave the guard right there. One other option is just try to get the 2 that are on the left-hand side, Ryan.
Still, without hammer, it's kind of a weird one that you're guarding. Here, I'll show the overhead. That's not a great steel stone. So
no, I agree. But I think they kind of assumed that Libbus wasn't going to chase again or just come around again and ignore that because he's been throwing peels the last couple, and you get into this mindset. So I think they talked about coming in and putting 1 top 4, but they decided to throw this guard assuming that they were going to peel. So the problem with this peel is this very, very real chance that you can nut this on the one that you're trying to hit. It's pretty. There's a lot of ways that this can go badly, and you just leave that yellow one sitting right there on the button. So Oaks also can make it. They haven't really. You said this last time. They haven't really missed.
Might be getting caught trying to do a little too much here. Gets 1, and
that
commentators cursed.
Well, commentators warning. That was the danger. That was the danger of that shot. I don't think I cursed it other than just suggested that there was a very high probability of that happening.
I just, so these guys are better at curling than me. I just don't really understand the reward, even if they did double peel those. Team Kleiter's just putting up another guard, probably in a better spot. It's still going to be yellow. It's still the exact same scenario.
I don't think that double peel had the reward that was better than the risk. I would have double peeled the 2 yellow ones on the left, or the 2 rocks that were on the left, because that exposes shot rock and it forces Kleiter to still make this draw, but then you've got options at both turns. Now you've kind of taken away the left side of the sheet completely, and you're chasing massively. Now you're running this center guard back, and so I think that was just a missed call. It was a missed shot, but it also was just a really, really hard call.
Here's my other question. Did we not see in this situation Libbus draw around the middle and just try to score 2 that way? I wonder what changed this time.
Yeah, the only thing that changed is that Kleiter got in there first, and they never really felt like the come around. They felt like it was 1 guard, and then they missed the run back, and then all of a sudden there was kind of 2 guards, and then they just jammed a guard, and now there's So they just they got a couple of little half shots here and there. This is decent.
1, 2, 3. Holy cow.
That is not a half shot right there. That is a triple, which gets them completely out of trouble. So
unreal. Well, that'll just settle the entire end right then and there.
Well, that just turns it into let's Kleiter's reset and try to force. Look at this shot. Perfect call, perfect execution. Routine little run back double there.
I counted 3. Well, I guess including the guard.
Yeah. Call it a triple, call it a run back double, call it whatever you want to. 3 rocks, 1 away, and they were all yellow. So good job. Also super tight ice, but I'm not going to keep commenting on it, but I would like you to know that that's not enough ice for my out turn. He knows what he's doing, though. They're fine with line.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Kind of watched your end go away there. Like, this guard's high enough that you can't truly bury this stone. There's going to be a chase no matter what.
Oh, yeah. You're going to chase. It's a perfectly executed rock, but it's basically open. But you got to make it. So you definitely have to make it. It puts pressure. Like that's all you can do is make your shot and force them to make their shot. If they keep making their shot and you keep making your shot, then you've got a good chance at a blank. If they get a little half shot, you got a good chance at a force. Half shot here could be like just kind of not hit enough of it, not get it out, and roll into the open, and Kleiter hitting rolls it behind, and then you have to draw 3 or 1. Obviously, flashing it would be a 0. That's not even a half shot. That's a 0 shot. Little in out. Think it'll curl. Pretty confident that it's going to curl. Looks like a good looking shot.
Especially if this can hang on, and it does.
Yeah. Beauty. You just try to hit and roll behind this corner as far as you can, and give him half a rock on the outside and a tougher peel. Oh
yeah, there's still a really good spot you can put this.
Yep.
Make a very difficult attempt.
The key is like that, and that's what this Rylan Kleiter team does really, really well, is that you just keep executing on these. Make sure you make the shot. Like don't think about this shot as just like, oh, I'll just make it go away and go to the next end. Like make this and make them make a hard shot. Make them make a more precise shot. Just keep putting pressure, and eventually the more pressure you put and the longer you put pressure on somebody, the more they have a chance at giving. Oh, they underswept it.
Yeah, they didn't seem too concerned, actually.
They were jumping to carve it for a second there, and then they I think they missed. I think they were indicating that it was heavy. So the third called carve, and then it wasn't heavy, and it was curling. So I think that's just a miscommunication.
Sure, it's the priority as well. Like what I found Team Kleiter to be really good at is not getting greedy with a shot result. They understand what 80-90% of the meaning of a shot is, and I very rarely see them, over carve or over sweep one way or try way too hard to get the perfect roll and they end up not being shot. Like things like that. They're very good at kind of prioritizing.
Yeah, I've definitely noticed that as well.
So priority here is to make Libbus throw his last one, and that's what we're doing.
Yep. Ooh, this is curling. This is curling like a nose.
And it will.
Solid force. Solid force in that end, in the End of the fifth. It is 5-3, and we'll be back for the sixth end right after these messages.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting. We'll send that one to Paul.
Ah, now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
The 2025-2026 Grand Slam of Curling schedule is out, with big events happening all over Canada, like the Masters heading to London in September, the Tour Challenge from Nisku this October, the Canadian Open from Saskatoon in December, and the Players' Championship from Steinbeck coming in January. Early bird weekend and full event passes on sale now at gsoctickets.com. Let's rock!
Live curling rocks. And this November, the best in the world are coming to Tahoe. Get your seats now at gsoctickets.com. But hurry, early bird pricing ends soon.
All right, welcome back to the Saville Shootout. Draw 7, Rylan Kleiter versus Jacob Libbus. This has been an outstanding game. My name is Matt Hames, and I'm joined here with Rory McCusker. Rory, this has been a game.
It's been my favorite game of the weekend so far, for sure. You always like it when the underdog scores first, right? You know that you're kind of going to get strapped in for one. And that's what happened today. We almost saw like an incredible second end steal as well from Libbus. Like, yeah, this has been a wild one.
Yeah, so Kleiter has hammer now and is down 2 with. So they feel like they've basically clawed this back because none of the first 4 ends went anywhere close to the way that they wanted them to go. And they managed to come out of it with not a lot of damage. Yeah, a lot of body shots, but they're still standing.
Rylan himself has been very sharp. Rylan's made some incredible clutch plays. I think back to the draw to the button in the second end to score 1. Like against 3, that was quite a shot.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, the draw to the back button is my favorite so far, but that was it doesn't sound hard, but man, was that hard. If you see it again, you can see Ryan made just a great shot. And, they've got a tiny bit of an opening here, too. A tight center guard and a rock top 12. Come around the corner guard. Again, just put that pressure on. The only real thing is to chase it around the corner or rip run around with either turn and go around a rock top 12 foot. And he doesn't like either one of these calls. You can see by his reaction there. Like, he just doesn't like this setup right now. It's not set up very well for Jacob Libbus right now. But get this one top button. Just got to keep executing. 80% of curling is making the shot. I just made that number up. Might even be higher. It's a good looking shot. They're not on it for weight. They're only kind of dusting it. It's going to hook in there really nicely.
80% sounds about right.
They want to get this pretty perfect. They could all go. They could definitely all go. Going to take a run at all of them going. Which turn do you like? He's asking. Okay, you want that turn? Perfect. Whatever you like.
Wrong side. All right, we'll watch this one down the gun, both center lines. I like seeing if the shooter pops it in or out or not. That's a pretty smooth release.
That was a really good release. On it for everything.
May have not quite got to the broom. He's still pretty good results.
Yeah, that's a great result. Yeah, no, there's nothing about this. There's nothing about this situation that Libbus likes. So they're going to try to run this corner guard. You could try to, you might be thinking, well, I could just come in. I could try to throw a guard. None of this is good because Kleiter has one buried with some room there and hammer. So one half shot and all of a sudden, like it brings more than two into play. They're just they're going to try to make this double right now. Big shot here. Looks close. Oh,
wow. What a roll.
Yeah.
It's a big answer. One
Pretty
team
perfect.
makes a big shot. When you're able to bounce back and make one of equal importance, that's a good team-building feeling. Even if you're not the guy who made the shot, it pumps you up.
Yeah, I think that's the shot, Rylan. I think you just want – I don't think you want to run this. I think you want to just tap it out of the way. Yeah, he's gonna run it, though. I like to tap it out of the way, but they're playing this with a quiet weight so that they can control it. He's tapping his hip, so it's probably hip weight. For them, they hope it's not tragically hip weight.
Why don't more people use that? That seems obvious. Can't believe I've never heard that before.
It seems so obvious to me, too. I think it's over curling. Now they're trying to cross it and just tap the rock on. That was real close.
Is it a tragically hip disaster?
I think that the weight was just way quieter than they thought. Like it was still just tap weight, and they were still. I think tapping his hip doesn't mean throw T-line weight. I think it means throw a little bit more than T-line weight, or else you would have just said throw T-line weight. So I think that's just under.
Matt, I think this was tragically hip. I think that top red one's in the rings.
I think it might be. It's hard to say.
That is your second commentator's curse this afternoon.
Yeah.
Commentator's warning.
Commentator's warning, man. I'm trying to warn these guys. I'm not trying to curse them. I'm trying to say this is the possible bad thing that could happen. The good news is for Kleiter, though, is that he can probably get out of this end with a blank, even with a great shot here. They've got 3 ends to make 2 doubles, or 3 rocks to make 2 doubles. So I think they can get out of this. The good news is that yellow rock went on, so it's forcing them to hit this. It would be great for Kleiter if this nosed hit and didn't roll into the rings, but it looks like they're gonna make a nice roll too.
Oh, is that ever? No obvious triple.
No obvious triple.
Now, that's only really good if that top red is indeed in.
It's still gonna be good again because like he's not making the double here. He's still playing for his deuce. So he's playing the cross and hit and roll here. Put pressure on him, force him to play the run back to definitely get that rock out of the rings. And then maybe you got a run back double because again, I miscounted. This is only thirds first. So they've got lots of rocks.
Scoreboard is not updated yet.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Confused by it myself.
I should have been paying attention to that. I can count.
No, we rely on the scoreboard. That's crazy.
See, that's perfect, right? Now that forces the run back on the red, which means that even if it was on, it's not going to be on anymore because your shooter's not going to be on unless it rolls on, unless you get a little bit lucky and it rolls on. You could get very unlucky and shoot this through the hole and leave a crooked end.
Now, here's my question. Because of the overlap of those reds and yellows, could you not throw a centerline guard here? Make Kleiter deal with
You could. So it's an option. They've been playing this end contrary to the first 4 ends, and they've been trying to hit everything. So maybe they had a conversation about it, and I'm not sure that that's a great strategy. I think they've been coming at them so hard this whole game, and now they're sort of running a little bit. I do like that guard.
Just pokes it, not quite enough. Gets it to a better spot, though, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Roll their shooter in.
The problem is that yellow is second shot. So Kleiter's thinking about just playing the straight draw here and sit. I like the straight draw. I really do. I'm not sure where Libbus goes if you play the straight draw. If you put it there.
You're going for 3 right here. Like you're gonna try to keep 3 alive as long as you can.
Yeah. If you play the straight draw, I'm not sure what Libbus does. He's got to chase your draw. Or try the run back on the yellow, which is that has a lot of peril. Yeah, they're gonna have a conversation about this. I think that I sort of agree with Kleiter here. I think you just come around and go try to sit third shot. You could try the little hit and roll. I don't know. That is a really, really precise shot. These guys are great, so they're going to make a precise shot anyway. But it's easier to draw a rock to a spot than hit and roll a rock to a spot. And if you just draw that to right there, I really don't know what Libbus plays. Like, I think he has to follow it.
Yeah, that or Peel. He is 2 up.
Right. He's either going to run the guard into it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a decently high guard. So if you ever miss that, now you bring 3 into play, right? I think if you make this good, and it's third shot, and just has to be biting the 8 foot to be third shot, it's a run back kind of it's a tough run back or a chase. You can't throw guard. Could try to freeze to the back one as well, if you could get second shot. Well, let's see. Got to make this, and then he's going to have some options.
This is curling right away. You can see it bite.
Third's last. I think it's good. It's just got to bite the top 8 foot. It's got to be third shot. It's coming in there nice. It's a little bit heavy, but it's not bad. You can see half of it on the outside. So here's the conversation. Do we freeze it? Do we take a run, a slash double? They're looking at the possibility of a slash double. So hit what you can see on that outside side and run it into the other yellow. Woof. That would be a heck of a shot. But yeah, that's the truth. The truth is your shots. I think your shots here, honestly, are go right there or freeze to the back one. You could also throw a freeze to the back one. That gets you.
Yeah, there would be a red on red no matter what. No matter how you got to that back one. I see. That's why I hate that shot. I think you could blow that up without losing the yellow, unless your freeze was just unbelievably perfect.
Yeah, no, I know. Your angle freeze here has to be absolutely perfect too. So that's not awesome. You could also hit this. They're looking at the possibility of just hitting this off nose and spreading out the 2 reds. Yeah, none of the. I don't like any of these. I want to be clear, right? I don't
Neither do they.
No. This is that draw turned it into a situation where there's nothing that anybody really likes here, and I'm with them. Like,
yeah, peeling the guard is not. I mean, that yellow double is not easy. So what are you really even opening up? Big moment in the game.
This is basically what. And here's an awesome thing about curling. If you're watching at home and you're trying to learn how to be better at curling, if you can throw a shot and you don't know what the other team is going to play after you throw that shot, it's a really good call. Like, you've made a really good call. Because if you're like, right now, Libbus does not want to be corner freezing to a rock behind the corner guard up 2. This is the last shot that he wanted to play.
Now, here's the good news. He doesn't have to be perfectly frozen. As long as he's second shot, kind of half tucked, that's going to work good enough.
Yeah, got to get second shot. Third shot would be okay in this situation because a deuce doesn't kill you, but you definitely got to get in there. What you cannot do is bounce. You can't be wide and you can't bounce. Other than that, everything looks great. It's like he's got absolute pistol.
Oh, they left it, Matt. They left it too long. That's a depressing sweep. You got to get that there.
Man, yeah. Yellow is second and third.
Yeah, he threw that about as good as he could.
He did, and they waited and waited and waited, and they didn't. Never even occurred to me that they could be forced shot at the end of that.
So that's not the first time we've seen Team Libbus kind of just play it casual in the last 7 or 8 seconds of a shot. That's a little heartbreaking.
That goes from an absolute perfect shot with just a little bit more sweeping, and it's absolutely perfect, to absolutely death. Like, you might as well not have even thrown it.
Yeah, I don't think it's doing anything for you. All right, so they're about to face 3 Kleiter counters without hammer if Rylan can make this roll. Where do you think the best place to roll is here?
Well, they're going to try to roll as far to the right as they possibly can and if they can corner underneath that red rock that's top 12 foot, that would be great.
What might be easier, Matt, is just rolling about 2 feet to the side of the 4 foot, where one of those ones where you can't quite decide if the slash or the shooter double is easiest.
Yeah, right. Just a little bit to the left of where the brim is, right?
Yeah. I'd say so.
Yeah. Yeah. Somewhere around there. If they really want to go for it, they might roll it a bit harder if they get a bit aggressive, but they probably won't.
This is floating quite a bit, isn't it?
Yeah, they're carving it to make contact. It's going to roll too far.
Yeah, it's an opportunity missed.
Yeah.
Those are big points. I mean, normally you'd be okay. Well, we're getting 2 anyway. Well, all that's going to do is tie the game. Keeping 3 in play was pretty important.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's no other possible shot. There's no other shot. Just make this go away, and you come out of this with giving up a deuce. But, honestly, like, Kleiter goes into this and looks and says, okay, if we get a deuce in 6, force in 7, get a deuce in 8, we win this game, that we have no right to win. So, like, the scoreboard still does. It's not killing them. I'll tell you that much. Like, Libbus is going to try to get multiple points in 7 and just not be forced to 1. And Kleiter's going to try like crazy to force to 1.
This is where that mental toughness is really going to come in for Team Libbus. Like, the game was almost going too good.
Yeah.
And now you might be looking at a tie game scenario.
Yep.
You got to make sure to stay in there, stay tough. These next 2 ends are very important.
I mean, yeah, you're tied up with playing 7, worst case scenario. So, like, nothing wrong with that. It's, if you could have told them at the beginning of the game that you'd be tied up with playing 7, they'd have taken that in a heartbeat. So how they got here doesn't matter. They're here. They're in control of the game. They have hammer playing 7. Really be mentally tough and make sure. Well, I'm giving Rylan credit for making the shot already. Hasn't made the shot. Let's make sure he makes the shot and gets the deuce. And then you're tied up. Could roll out. You already flashed a hit in the first end. Last rock of the 6th end. Rylan Kleiter. Nose hit for 2. To be tied up without in a game he has no right to be tied up without in. They're on it nice. They're just holding it. Everything looks good. All right, we got a tie game here at the Saville Shootout, draw 7 between Rylan Kleiter and Jacob Libbus. We'll be back for the 7th end right after these messages.
That's life. That's what all the people say.
Hey guys, what can I get started for you today?
Bananas away, regular?
And I'll have the rip berry, but can I get vanilla oat milk and I'll add spinach and ginger? And can I substitute the raspberries for strawberries? Also add the chia and hemp seed, and definitely have the power booster and the collagen booster. And can I get that blended twice?
Wow.
For Alicia, custom chaos? One of a kind.
You're one of a kind.
Booster juice, freshly made, your way.
All right, welcome back to the Saville Shootout. Draw 7, Rylan Kleiter versus Jacob Libbus. This has been an outstanding game. We are tied up playing 7. Hammer goes to Libbus. This has just been one of the more fun games that I've commentated in a while, Rory. And it's been great to have you here with me. My name is Matt Hames, and I'm here with Rory McCusker.
Totally agree. Yeah, my favorite moment of the weekend so far. It was such a strong start for Team Libbus and just like hiccup after hiccup for Team Kleiter. You know, the game almost slipped away from them a couple times. That draw against 3 in the second end for Kleiter to keep them in the game.
To the back button through what was a tiny port, really. It wasn't a very big hole that he came through.
Scoring in the even ends has basically saved Team Kleiter so far.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good idea to give up that steal of 2 in the first end, I guess.
Kevin Martin math.
Exactly. Let's give him a steal of 2 so that we can score in the even ends. We'll show him. We had Hammer, but now we'll just do it this way. Yeah, so this is a really interesting part of curling because Kleiter wants nothing more than to force right now, and Libbus wants nothing more than to not be forced. So you got 2 people playing an end, and both of them are trying for like something the other person does not want to have happen. So, you know, they say sometimes that this is like chess on ice, and this is where the chess pieces really start to get interesting.
Well, you remember in the 5th end, I told you it's the giddy up 5th. They always seem to play really fast. Well, this is the wild 7th because of what you just said, because of these analytics in curling, and because of the situation you want to face in the 8th end. We see some crazy situations in the 7th, and sometimes scores of 4 or more as teams desperately try to hang on to that. The glimmer of hope that they can get the situation that they want in the 8th.
Yeah.
So yeah, this 7th end has a habit of being wild.
Yeah, and it's and because of the 5 rock rule, because you can't play you can't really peel. You're just there's just like lots of guards. Rylan calling here the high guard, wants this as high as possible. Absolutely as high as possible. And then it's a real question. I mean, Libbus is going to start peeling. That's a perfectly executed shot. It's high enough that it makes this double peel really, really hard. So we're going to get to a point here where it's like peel, guard. Libbus doesn't really want to risk the whole idea of trying a double peel, because the double peel risk is that you nut it and mess up what's going on in the house right now. So they're just going to try to make this rock go away. Kleiter's going to just try to put it back, make it go away, and then the big question is who attacks first. So high guard here. Again, the goal is to try to keep this rock as far away from the other rock as possible. Get this as high as you possibly can to stop the double peel. Just don't want a double peel. But also you want to entice a double peel a little tiny bit too, because you'd love to convince him to try a double peel and miss it. Ooh, that is not good. That did not end up well. I might grab something right at the end there.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's up there. It's an obstacle.
It's up there, but I think you just peel the center. I think you just straight peel the center. I don't think you try this double peel. I don't think that gets you anything.
I think moving those reds, moving the pile around kind of benefits Libbus. I think you might lose your shot rock in the back, but
I think just running this center line guard in and catching a corner of the red, I think that would be perfectly fine. I don't like this call.
This reminds me of the fifth end where they got greedy with the guard removal.
Yeah, this has some bad things could happen.
Commentator warning number 3 of the game. Yeah. Will the curse come true again? Blows over the top.
Yeah. That's good. That's fortunate. I think they got a nice break.
Yeah, see, Matt doesn't want the jam to happen. He just
I didn't. Yeah, I don't. I don't think he should have played that rock. Actually, I think they had a chance to get to sort of get out of this end and get a blank back in play. I don't think that guard was impacting them in any way, shape, or form. Like, that was a miss. And I think they had a chance to get out of this end. They would love nothing else to blank this end, and I think that was a chance to kind of smash it in there and get some things moving in a positive way for them. Now this guard is going to come up again, and we're halfway through the end. We're on thirds first, and if this made right, like this is made right, it's going to entice them to do it again. All right, we're back to the same situation. This one's a little bit easier, though. This is less of a commentator warning. This one you can actually run the yellow back in and get some things moving and get rid of both guards.
The risk is still there. It's a little more natural this time.
Yeah.
Here, let's take it from the straight on angle.
Good release. Lots of rotation.
Over the top once again. See, here's my concern, Matt. It's the same that you had when this sort of peel replace dance began.
Yeah,
they're peeling the less dangerous card.
Yes, they are. They're peeling the less dangerous card, and like Rylan Kleiter is perfectly fine with everything that is happening right now. And eventually, like, Libbus is going to have to decide whether they're fine with everything that's happening right now as well. Because I think Rylan's looking at the possibility of like wrapping around those and sitting back forefoot with an in-turn. And biting the back button with an in-turn. Might go on his first, in fact. So you have to be aware right now that if you peel this guard and you don't and you don't you just straight peel this guard, he might come around with an in-turn and sit back button shot. And I think it'll be like 3/4 buried, 7/8 buried, because the finish is so hard. Let's see. Fourth try of the double peel. Third try of the double peel.
This is his last, so
yeah.
Third try of this double peel.
Yep. I got that one really good. Bit. Yeah.
Oh, and they will get 2 of them.
Oh, I don't know. Is
Wrong
that better?
way. Got him over top. Better? It's better than it was for sure. There's 1 guard up there instead of 2, and it's red colored. But I think they were trying to go over the top and move some more things around than that. But they'll take it.
Well, the good news for Rylan now is that if they play this just little tap and tap the red back to the back forefoot, it's going to be, they can throw the wide out turn, come around freeze. But obviously, Libbus is going to blast. If you could get under a tiny bit. They're debating whether or not they can get rid of, if they can get rid of a couple of rocks. So I think you have a couple of shots here. You can make the wide in turn and go to right there. So you can make where they're holding their broom. You could also play the tap. So you could come down and kind of just jiggle these. So hit that one right there, tap that exactly to right there. Those are your 2. Tapping that red rock to right there is probably your best shot. That's your best outcome. Just a little tap, and they jiggle away from each other, and you hope you don't leave a double or a triple. When the rocks come, they're saying that if you can get a tiny bit inside, you won't leave the double or the triple.
Yeah, the way those are set up, there's nowhere really to hide, is there? Like, you don't want to be behind that pile. Libbus is going to be able to direct it kind of any way he wants.
Well, yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, carry on. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, I was done, but that is the problem. You're right. Like, normally you'd be looking at that button and think, okay, well, there's lots of room. Well, the guard's not really protecting any kind of tap. It's tough to, like, I guess I'm just not smart enough at skipping. I don't know who benefits from separating this pile. Is it Libbus or is it Kleiter?
So if Kleiter can come down and hit the top red and roll his shooter just a little bit inside and tap that back red to the back button, bury behind the top guard, then advantage Kleiter, depending upon where the stones end up.
You got to have something available for promotion by the end of that. You got to be able to get at one of your yellows, or else you're going to be looking at 2 Libbus stones on the button area.
Yeah, right. Because I don't think Libbus then decides whether or not he wants to play the wide out turn, draw and freeze to himself and get there first, or blast something and hope. Right. So I think what they're going to do is play the top. I think they could also play the in turn draw to the back button and get 7/8 buried. And then Libbus has to blast, right?
I think the signal from Matt Hall there confirmed your shot is this.
Yeah, they're playing the tap.
Backline-ish weight, get that back red to the back 4.
I think if that red rock was dead on the center line, like dead guarding all that stuff, then they're ripping around. Then they're coming around to the back button, and that's what they've been playing for most of the end. That possibility. Because they can bite the back button and be almost buried.
It's a cool situation.
Yeah. Looks like they might have all the time
Papa
out.
Dean. Yeah, Papa Dean Kleiter out to give them some advice.
Yeah. If you want to put an inset of the house up, yeah. The ideal end scenario here, the 2 rocks that you have to worry about the most are your shooter and where that middle yellow goes. If your shooter and that middle yellow are doubleable, then it's advantage Libbus. But if you can get them in a situation where you can't double those 2 out, you can't kind of blast everything and leave just your rock in the back forefoot, then it's advantage Kleiter. Like if Libbus can't get rid of the 3 rocks that are going to kind of stay around each other, because that back red one is going to go to the back forefoot, right, or the back button. And so if those 3 rocks that kind of hang around each other aren't, like if they group and he can just get rid of them all, then it's advantage Libbus. And so they talked about it and they decided to play the shot that they've been hoping for the whole end, this draw to the back button. This is what he was envisioning long before anything, like 4 shots ago. This is what he was hoping for.
For sure. I think Dean's point was that you can't drag that red towards the intern side because the guard's there. It's can only go one direction. So there is a place in that back button to hide.
Yep. And you can make this. So draw to the back button here, probably 7/8 buried. Really, really good if it was fully buried. You could probably get this almost fully buried. It's got to do an
You're
awful lot
sweeping
of
for
curling
line
though.
the whole way, but now this is kind of hanging.
Yeah, it's got to do an awful lot of curling.
You have pushed it out just a little too far.
You know what it ends up being is it ends up being a practice because it's pretty hard to nose it. It's pretty hard to nose it, but if you could ever nose this, advantage Libbus massively because there's nowhere to hide with the outturn side.
The disaster would be to roll out a half rock or a full rock and let Rylan roll wherever he wants.
Yeah, that would be a disaster.
To lie shot 2, basically on the nose of this yellow, that'd be so good. Be a killer shot for Libbus.
Even if you tap this to the back forefoot, like you could play this to just tap it to the back forefoot. You don't have to get it out of the rings. You just got to get it out of the forefoot. If you could get this out of the forefoot, that would be the most ideal, as close to the nose as you can. And if you could just tap it to the biting the back forefoot, wow, you would probably win. Big shot here. Big shot in this game. Playing it with a little bit of weight, so they are trying to kill the rock. They're not worried about it. Starting to curl a little bit. It's very quiet. Seems like they're good. It's getting pretty close to the nose. Oh, that's a good
Great
shot.
line call. Yeah. Really good throw. Really good line call.
Yeah, now you have to nose this back and hope he doesn't make the outturn draw the forefoot for 2. But if he does, then you got to get a 3 in the next end. It's not over. It's not dead. Like I said, I did think, I'm going to say again, if you could have tapped this, if there's a yellow rock, like if their yellow rock is sitting in the back forefoot, then this is a lot tougher of a shot. And you bring a 3 into play. But it did come with risk. And he made a great shot, not taking anything away from him. But it was always going to make your shot perfect and you're going to have a draw for 2.
It's tough. You have to make sure the yellow isn't shot by the end of it, or you really hooked yourself.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just saying it's a good shot. Everything is good. I think everybody is going to be. Oh, has he left did he leave a double for 3? Nope, he did not. If you could really, really throw it hard, you maybe, but no, not going to. Too much risk. Just if that's a half a rock up, you might take a run at it. You just got to get it out of the 8-foot. All right, draw to the forefoot to go up 2 again in a game that they have never trailed in, to go up 2 and make for what would be a very, very epic 8th end. So last rock here, draw the forefoot for the deuce. Draw 7, the Saville Shootout. In what has been a really awesome game to watch and a really well played game. Jumping on it right away with a heavy clean, very heavy clean. Looks like you got to go for line. No, line seems okay. Could bounce off your own and still make it.
Nice rotation. Just keeps it pure through the,
really good
the seventh
shot.
end.
All right, really good deuce for Libbus here in the seventh end, and we'll be back after these messages for the eighth and final end, or possibly final end.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
The rock faces around Lake Tahoe are legendary. But this fall, new ones will emerge in the Tahoe Basin. Homan, Mowat, Gushu, and more. November 4th through 9th, the Grand Slam of Curling's first ever event in the U.S. is coming to Lake Tahoe, where the greatest rock stars on earth unite for 6 days of incredible curling, celebrity appearances, and off-break curl parties you won't want to miss. Get your tickets at thegrandslamofcurling.com. Let's rock!
All right, here we are. We're back for the eighth end of the Saville Shootout, draw seventh. Rylan Kleiter versus Jacob Libbus. This has been a really, really fun game. My name is Matt Hames, and I'm joined by the cameraman and commentator, Rory McCusker.
Thanks, Matt. It's been fun. It's been really good back and forth. And you know what? Like, Kleiter has seemed elite in the past season or two. They came out of this game, probably one of their shakiest starts I've seen in the last few years, and Team Libbus took stern advantage of that, playing a nearly perfect first two, or even I might even say four ends. Very few missed shots from Team Libbus. And as a result, we've had a really good game.
Yeah, they've deserved this lead for sure. So how do you get three?
Few ways. I know how you start. Throw guards.
Yeah. You get two free guards. So that's important. He's gonna split the rings based on where that guard was.
Yeah, one of those end openings where the leads don't really go near each other. Everyone's just making their own shot.
Yeah.
Little view of the Saville Sports Center. Fantastic curling club. One of the most high-performance curling centers in Canada. Attached to the sports complex with every sport under the sun. There's racket sports, field sports, swimming pools, anything you could dream of. University of Alberta and the surrounding area have an incredible facility here for the community to use.
So I actually think this is a really big shot in the end too. Like, I think this guard needs to be halfway guard right on the center line. And what you don't want it to be is high or tight. Like, I think it's because Rylan Kleiter is going to hit this no matter what, unless it's really, really high. And then he might just ignore it.
Yeah, we have seen that before.
I think you just want to make sure that this is in a spot that is good for you and not good for Rylan Kleiter. And tight or high are good for Rylan Kleiter. Pretty close. Maybe a little tighter than they wanted, but not bad.
That's a really nice finish on the end of that stone. Good patience by the sweepers. Sometimes you'll see the team with hammer hit and roll on the top one. That guard curled just enough to take that shot away.
Yep. Now this shot, you really want to keep your shooter.
Oh, when you're trying to score multiple points with hammer, yeah, keeping that shooter around every shot that you can. Very important.
Looks pretty good.
1, 2, 3 stones move.
Yep.
Massive boost for Team Kleiter at the second position. Matt Hall. You needed that to happen early if it was going to happen at all. And so there it is. 2 red stones out of the way. There's nothing touching the center line in the guard zone. The red stone is now behind the button, at least. And Mr. Libbus.
It's getting a little greedy.
He's making a signal that he's going to try and get rid of some yellow guards here, which to me is a strategy to give up to and go to an extra end.
Yeah. So they're trying this double peel. He did indicate there's a danger of the second guard going into the red one. So he wanted to be clear of that. I think they're just going to try to rip these two. It's good.
Gets them both going, but so that'll limit the places Rylan Kleiter can hide rocks. However, here's the concern for me in those situations is Kleiter's got 5 stones left.
Yep.
You've now chosen to not present any danger to Team Kleiter.
Right.
This is now Team Kleiter's playground. So 5 stones with the initiative, and they only need 2 points. That's a recipe for disaster, in my opinion, especially.
One half shot, and you bring 3 into play, right? So so like execute perfectly, and you might just this is not great.
Just really heavy.
Yeah. Wow.
And
that was a break.
What a lucky break for Team Kleiter. It's going to stick around in the back of the rings.
Just going to rip the top one. That's a really good. It's a lucky break for Kleiter, but it's also really good for Libbus because it's going to be hard to throw a guard on it in any way, shape, or form. So it makes coming into the rings more of a possibility now to try to get your deuce by freezing. Really grown up idea too to get rid of this guard and not chase the back one. It's definitely the right call.
Yeah, at this point, you just hit the more open one. All rocks are equal at this point. You're playing that strategy to kind of keep it open, and the most you want to give up is a shot at 2.
So your options are a tighter guard that doesn't really guard it, or freeze. So you want to err on the side of give him the outside of the rock here, and just try to ignore that back one and throw a guard. Don't even have to really care. Just put it over there somewhere.
Yeah, the sooner that Kleiter comes into the rings, the sooner they may give up a double look. So I bet they'll guard this, maybe even once more after this.
Yeah. Good spot.
Deep. You got it.
You think it's a little deep?
I think with enough weight, you could take a crack at this double, couldn't you?
Yeah, you could. The obvious risk is that if you just miss it, you might leave your shooter as a guard. So you could also just peel this.
I guess my argument would be to miss it and leave your shooter as a guard right on top of the other one. You'd have to miss the wrong way and just get really unlucky. With peel weight in turn, it might be worth taking on. I don't know. Maybe not. Depends if you want to win the game right now or in an extra end.
Right, yeah. No, I know. And how comfortable are they with – they're going to have a conversation about this. How comfortable are they with this scenario right now, and can they put some pressure on Kleiter and try to make life a lot harder? If you just straight peel it, you're basically going to an extra, right? But if you can make the double peel or hit and roll on, you might put some additional pressure on Rylan Kleiter's team to make some really good shots to get their deuce.
I guess the math here would be, so you make your peel.
Yeah.
If Kleiter makes a perfect freeze, right? You hit the open one. And then Kleiter makes another good freeze, or he draws us around. I guess that's the only way they could create 3. So that'd be 2 extremely difficult shots in a row. So that's the thinking behind just make the peel.
Yeah. I think you just make the peel and you force them into them, because I think Kleiter freezes on thirds last. I don't think he throws another guard. What do you think?
Well, there's a lot of talk.
Yeah.
Oh, broom is not down. Jacob wants to talk about it some more.
Yeah.
He was almost ready to throw.
Yeah.
Jacob had his broom in the air. That was funny.
Was he just asking, do you want to chase this back one? I think he was.
Yeah. So this will be the third reset for the third here. Maybe this time they'll let him throw the rock.
Strong possibility.
And he's off.
It's not a peel. It's just a control weight. So I think they're leaving the option of this double or a roll on as choices here.
I mean, that kind of works, doesn't it?
I don't know. Does it?
Well, you're shot 1 and 2.
Right, but then he hits and rolls behind, and then like you're running back and you're no longer going to outcount the back one by hitting the top one. So
it certainly changes things. I got a big smile on my face. That just made this end very entertaining.
Yeah, this is going to be entertaining. He's playing hip weight, so we have a hip weight. It's
going to be hard to work for Team Kleiter, and it does bring the 3 back into play, which I think will be very tempting for them. Like a really good hit and roll here, like you said, that flips things around pretty good.
Yeah. Here we go. They're on it the whole way. It looks like it's curling. No, it looks pretty good. Looks pretty close.
Ooh, just came up on them a little bit. Those hit and rolls are tough.
Oh, is he going to take he's going to take a run at this double?
I think a hit and roll is just as effective as the double. Even if you make the double, right? Rylan still has something to hide behind.
Yeah, isn't it better? That's what I'm thinking. Isn't it better to just roll back 4-foot so that, because Ryan, no matter whatever you play, is coming around that top red, right?
Yeah, you got to think pretty well.
Double. So I think you want to roll to there.
Maybe even a little less. Being shot over whatever Rylan's draw is going to be could hold some value.
Yeah, I think that holds tremendous value. Because then you can freeze down to it with less pressure and less risk. So Ryan's coming around that corner no matter what. Rylan's coming around that corner. Oh, they're on it right away. Is that bad news?
Threw it quite nice.
Yeah.
Been a solid game for Mr. Libbus. He's
he
thrown the rock quite well.
Rolled it so good that he might. Dead freeze or hit and roll.
Oh. Well, it could be a straight draw, like you said. Make him chase you.
The problem with the straight draw is that I think the problem with the straight draw is that then they chase and if they tap you back a bit, now it's 3. Like they're sitting, your back one is never going to come into play. If you get rid of one of these red rocks, you have a chance of your back one coming into play. Ryan decided to play the hit and roll. Just saw it. First rock of the 8th end. Looks close. Don't lose it.
Hanging a little bit. Makes contact. Did it roll too far? It did not. Is
Pretty
shot
good.
rock, but that's going to leave a pretty tough double for Mr. Kleiter to get his 2.
Yeah. If he noses it, it's just off the nose double on the red and roll into the ring. So if you roll away, that's going to make it even tougher. But it's a risk. So if you hit and roll inside and roll completely under it, like basically in front of the hack, right? Then there's no double for 2, but you risk rolling all the way out and just leaving an easy.
Probably going to be some kind of spin action to catch a piece of the rings, But I see what you're saying. Like if you force him to hit the high side of that red.
Yeah.
Either way, Team Libbus not going to lose this game in the 8th end, but can they give themselves a good chance to win it with a good hit and stick or a hit and flop here? That's starting to take off. Definitely don't want to roll a little bit inside, Not ideal. The double is on.
Yeah, got to make it though.
Just off nose.
Let me just clean up a little bit. Let me just clean up right in front of you there, Skipper, just as you're trying to line it up. All right. Last rock of this really phenomenally played game. Of the last rock of the 8th end. Maybe not the last rock of the game, but the last rock of the 8th end. Got to just cross it, hit just off nose, and get the back one for the deuce.
What do you think, Matt? We going to extras?
I like it. This is really hard to call because you have to call it in anticipation of the curl at the end. I think they can execute this. I think they make this shot, but it is definitely hard to call. It's definitely hard to call.
Trevor on it right away.
You almost have to be on the nose and then just let it go. Did I over curl? No, beautiful.
No, it's a great team shot. Matt Hall and his line calling prowess.
Yeah.
Had Trevor Johnson on that one right away.
After 8 ends, we have a tie ball game, folks, and we are going to an extra end, which we will bring to you right after these messages.
The 2025-2026 Grand Slam of Curling schedule is out, with big events happening all over Canada, like the Masters heading to London in September, the Tour Challenge from Nisku this October, the Canadian Open from Saskatoon in December, and the Players' Championship from Steinbeck coming in January. Early bird weekend and full event passes on sale now at gsocktickets.com. Let's rock!
All right, we are back here for the extra end bonus curling, the Saville Shootout, draw 7 between Rylan Kleiter and Jacob Libbus. My name is Matt Hames, and I'm joined here by my co-commentator, Rory McCusker. Rory, what a game this has been.
Super good game. Libbus has a chance to get their first career win against Team Kleiter. I bet that is running through their minds right now. They've kept pretty calm and collected. The mental toughness, pretty strong. We haven't seen a drop-off in these last 2 ends. They've kept pretty consistent level of play throughout.
Yeah, Do you think it really is going through their head that they've never beaten Kleiter before?
Oh, you're very aware when you've played a team similar in age to you and at the same tournaments in Western Canada over and over again. Absolutely, they are very aware.
Yeah. Did you have a bogey team, Ryan?
We did. His name's Brady Sharback. He beat us every time, and Brady ended up winning, I think, 2 junior titles with a really strong team. But yeah, we seemed to meet them in the final of every little qualifier or semifinal of a Bonspiel, and just could never get past them.
Well, that wasn't exactly an awesome shot there from the Libbus team. That kind of changes it. They were trying to go top 4 or top 8, and they left it top guard. So that makes them wonder. That makes Kleiter decide, do we want to go first there? They're a little staggered, or do we want to play a high guard? And they're still not sure. The 2 options are high guard or go in there now. They decided go in there now. I think that's what you want to play. I think you want to go in there now. They're going to have to chase.
I'm a 2 guard kind of guy. When those guards go away, you end up telling yourself, "Oh, geez, I wish we had another one up there." So I think you only have one chance to put it there, and it's right now.
So you're gonna go in. They're gonna follow you, and then you're gonna put the guard up high, aren't you?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's another way to do it.
I think you just get in there first. I think they wanted that to be top 4, but it's not bad.
That's the condition, yeah. Whenever you draw, whether it's second or third stone of the end, you want that to be top button. You want it to be your steel stone for sure.
Can I rephrase my entire thought? I think
absolutely.
Again,
you can change your mind if you'd like.
I've watched Rylan Kleiter play ends where his goal was to come around a rock top 8 foot on his last rock. So it could also be that he's thinking it goes there in case I need to come around it. I'm not saying that they wanted it to go there, but they've indicated in this curling game that they're more than willing to come around one of those. So this is going to be a freeze, and then you're going to see I got it a bit farther, and they're staggered. So you've got an intern wrap to the top button, right? Right now, like you can wrap around that rock top 8 foot and be T-line buried on the button.
You get a few staggers to work with as well.
Yeah, they got a few staggers. So they want this guard as high as possible. Libbus can't stand still. He's feeling the moment right now. I'm with him.
Yeah, or it's been 2.5 hours and he's got to pee.
That's possible too. I think he's too nervous to pee right now. We're not nervous, excited. I'm not saying he's nervous. Just a lot of nervous energy, of excited.
I think it's all the above.
Yeah. They wanted this a little higher, but it's not bad. Gonna smash. Could get every single one of these rocks moving right now, Ryan. I'd be super tempted to go ahead.
I think he's just trying to figure out where he's going to hit the middle guards, that top red.
Yeah.
Where does he want to hit it?
I'd be super tempted to have the rock be more on the center line side and just clip that back red and shoot the yellow and roll your shooter to the left, then try to roll your shooter to the right here. But we'll see. We'll see what happens when you roll the shooter to the right or come closer to the nose.
Oh, yeah.
That's everything.
That's how you win an extra end, people. A big shot from your second like that. Now, they haven't won yet, but man, is that a big flip.
Yeah. And you see that Rylan is ignoring. He's not trying to throw center guard now. He's trying to throw a guard that's hard to peel.
Yeah.
So he's trying to put a guard that's hard to peel by those 2 red guards. So they called just over, just off the center line here. But barring any misses now, that shot should probably couldn't win them the game. That's a great shot.
That's the one you're waiting for.
Yep.
As a team with Hammer, you know that you're going to attempt a few of those, and to make the first one's a big boost.
Well, he's going through the hole. You could also throw the out-turn peel and just like get it past that, the one that's in the rings. He's throwing this peel and throwing it through the hole. Hole's big.
Oh, yeah. It's like those rocks didn't even exist.
No. That's the goal. Just put it in there. Put it in a place that's kind of perilous. Try to group these rocks to makes it more interesting to peel. Probably going to play the intern at this now. Or the other turn. He's going to play clockwise. I think he might change his mind and play clockwise turn here, but it's like counterclockwise still. There, changed his mind to clockwise turn. Kind of suspected that was going to happen.
Yeah, the closer you can get this to the red guard, almost the better, I feel.
Yeah. Oh, going back to the other turn.
Because if you could ever try and get Libbus to peel it on the outturn side, it could jam on the red in the house.
Yep. That's the goal. Goal is to try to get this in a spot that makes it harder to peel and brings in a jam.
Yeah, whether it's a jam on the other guard or jam on the one that has any jam will do at this point.
Any jam that keeps a rock close, that keeps a rock somewhere in the rings is better. This turn was always going to be the harder turn to put the rock where they wanted.
Yeah, Rylan knew it, but Josh just wanted it. Wanted that turn real bad.
Yeah. Through this hole again with the intern. Still, both turns are available to make this peel. It's super high, so half a rock with the outturn is pretty good too. But it's again shooter preference. Uh-oh. Didn't hurt him.
Yeah, it kind of worked out.
Yeah.
Again, playing it pretty casual for how close that was to a bad jam.
Yeah.
They weren't pounding it very hard.
That came pretty close to. Yeah, I think one more. So you just kind of put it up there. Throw the clockwise turn. Lefty out turn. All he's trying to do is group these rocks in a way that makes it really hard to peel. A really good curler once told me that the key to this game is to just make life difficult for the other team as much as you can.
That's a fine concept to live by.
Yeah.
Came a touch deep, hey?
I think that is a touch deep. Oof. I don't think you come around that end ever.
He's got some squirrely thoughts entering his brain. He can feel the end coming closer.
Yeah.
Do something crazy, Jacob, the voices tell him.
Maybe he was just saying that to put it out into the world and see his team scream at him. Yeah, no, dude, let's peel this guard. How about that? A little quieter then? Like it's not moving as much?
Yeah, I'd still.
Yeah, it's still good.
All right.
It's coming around that.
To skip shots. Team Kleiter with a little bit of something to work with. And they'll use it now, hey? You know, I was wondering if they'd wait until their last shot to try and take
I think you throw a center guard and then you do this, but he might be thinking, did freeze on you? No.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, we're good. He might be thinking, if I get this around and he blasts everything, then I come around the corner guards and force him to make a draw to win, and maybe that he feels pressure.
Got a little more options than just a wide open sheet, so you know something to work with at least for Team Kleiter.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think my instinct would be to throw another guard, and now just throw an actual center guard, and let him blast that, and then throw this on the last. All right, first rock for Rylan Kleiter here in the extra end. Kind of going for everything right now.
Yeah, that's looking pretty tight. Well, they're making it work.
Yeah.
Good patience on the line call. That's all the way buried, all the way shot. I think that's all they were going for.
Yeah. Very good shot. They didn't push the rocks back, right? They're on this. They're playing in the way end right now, or did they push the rocks and playing them back home?
No, yeah, they're going towards the away.
Yeah, they're going away. I like extra ends away as well, and not in the home end, because the home end always has the fudgy slide path. Let the ice makers push the rocks back.
Yeah, the home end also had a more intensive kind of practice throws thrown at it. You want to go away for sure all day. All right, nice control weight. They're going to try to hang on to this one with sweeping.
Looks pretty good.
Oh, and even better, Matt. They get some separation, so they're not guarding their own freeze. That's a really well made shot.
It's a great shot. They've executed in this end perfectly, and most of this game. They've played.
Shooter hung around as well. Gives you the opportunity to just throw a blast weight if you need to at this. It's Team Kleiter's on their last life here.
It doesn't look good. Like even if you make a perfect freeze, you can a quarter rock can get it moving. Like you said, you don't have to hold your shooter. You don't have to hold anything. Just got to blast. All right, last rock of the extra end, and we are not going to another extra end, ladies and gentlemen. So this is going to be it.
Nobody else on the ice. All eyes at the Saville Center on this game.
Just try to get this as good as they possibly can. Dead frozen. Maybe a hair on the center line side, but not much.
That just started curling. You can see right when Josh started sweeping.
Line looks perfect. Oh, might just overbend on him. Not quite the space. It was a pretty good
sweep. And you know what? I would call, just from here, I would call that a ninth end kind of path. That definitely slowed down. It surprised both Matt Hall and the sweepers. At a certain point, you've just had enough rocks down the sheet that it's going to start to change. I think that draw path was a little heavier than it has been the rest of the game.
Yeah. Threw it really good. Line was great. It just kind of fudged up at the end on him.
It's been a great game for Rylan himself.
It has been. He's made a ton of shots. So right here, this is awesome. You just have to throw a peel, half a rock, make it go away, throw it good, and get your first win against Rylan Kleiter. I think it's fine.
Not full peel, but this light clean is a good sign. It's going to be Team Libbus's first career win against Rylan Kleiter.
Very, very well played game. Very enjoyable game. It's been awesome to talk about this game with you all. And at the end of this, it is Jacob Libbus with the win over Rylan Kleiter, and deservedly so too. They totally controlled this game for most of the game. Rylan's team was just struggling at all moments. Brian, I think it's a great first win for Jacob Libbus against this team.
Yeah, you saw Jacob Libbus and his team really earn this win. They came out of the gates swinging. I mean, there's a couple in the first half of this game, Matt. There's a few times where we thought Libbus was going to put it away. Rylan had to pull something out of his hat to even keep this thing going. A couple big deuces from the Kleiter team tied things up and gave us a really exciting finish. And two teams in a really good spot right now. It's the beginning of September and they're playing this good. Wow.
Yeah,
so
it's been a really fun
following
game.
This Libbus team pretty closely this year after seeing that performance.
Well, thanks for joining us, everybody. And make sure you go to curlingzone.com to check out all of the coverage that we have at the Saville Shootout and at all the other events happening all over the country. Curling is back. It's awesome. My name is Matt Hames, and I hope you have a great night, and we'll see you soon.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
Live curling rocks. And this November, the best in the world are coming to Tahoe. Get your seats now at gsoctickets.com. But hurry, early bird pricing ends soon.